Good morning, congregation. We got to talk. By the way, this is your boy D-Mac. And like I say, thank to every single one of you for coming in and liking and sharing and subscribing and just feeding into the content and giving me feedback. And I love the comments down below. I love to engage in the conversations with you. So I appreciate y'all so much. So let's talk, man. We got something to really talk about right now, because last night at the game, they played the Black National Anthem and there were mixed reviews about it. And so I want to know why. Is it because they're trying to wipe away any conversation of critical race theory? And I was looking at the lyrics of the Black National Anthem because I wanted to know what was making those people angry about it. And so I looked at it, and there were a couple lines in there that was, we've always exhorted each other and given each other encouragement in these times that we've been through. But then there's parts in there talking about the struggles that we've been through. And it ends by saying, you know, I know. And that is a cryptic message right there. And they're like, what do they mean they know? And so this whole critical race theory, I believe that has a lot to do with why this backlash for the Black National Anthem has come out, because there's absolutely no way that you can sing the Black National Anthem without having that trace and that residue of critical race theory in there. And these people are trying their hardest to hide the history of the United States as if it hasn't already been put out there. This is the craziness that I'm tripping off of. This is the absolute craziness that I am tripping off of right now, because critical race theory is an important part of American history. This country was created off of the backs of African Americans, as we are called. And so it is definitely a critical part of the history. So how can you try to wipe that out? You can tell them in the schools that they can't talk about it because those teachers are under a contract with y'all or whatever, but you can't dictate to us what we can sing, and you can't dictate to us what we can talk about on these channels. And so critical race theory is always going to be alive and well, and it's not a theory. This is not critical race theory. This is critical race facts, critical race truths that y'all are trying to cover up once again. You think that putting a muzzle on something is going to stop it? No, it's not. You're never going to stop this. And this is what you need to understand. And who I'm talking to right now is those racist, white supremacist people who think that their ploys are going to help. You're not fighting against us anymore. You're fighting against us and Yahweh, man. And that's not what that's what you're not understanding. And when God is for us, who can be against us? You, your money, your power, your global network. None of that is bigger than Yahweh. And this is what these people are so ignorant to, and it's frustrating to see how ignorant they are, but it's also entertaining because it allows me to see what type of person is a reprobate, and the actions of a reprobate. And these are the actions of reprobates. These people know who God is. Let's not think for 1 second that these people don't know who God is, because they spend so much of their time trying to discredit and disprove God. They know who he is. Satan knows who he is. The demons know who he is, and they're trying at every turn to go against God. And God has our back. He said it. He said after those 400 years we were going to come out of slavery. The other day I said 300 years. I was just caught up in the moment, messed up. But there's been exactly 400 years, 1619 to 2019 here in the United States, made 400 years. So now we're in 401st year. And so the first year after the 400 years, we're seeing a shakeup in this country with racial diversity, and people can't take it for the simple fact that they feel like their ethnic group is disappearing in the midst of all of this mixing of different ethnic groups and things like that. I understand your fear, but guess what? Your fear is not going to change anything. You can go out and you can fearmonger all you want to. You can try to stop people from talking about it all you want to, but it's here. It is the history of this country. It is what this country is made on. And I don't understand why they're trying to paint a different, well, no, I do understand why they're trying to paint a different narrative, because that's what they've done all throughout the history of this country, is painted their own narrative and put it in books and put it on TV and made every type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Every type of image you can think of to reinforce the lies that they've told to us. I heard a rapper say one time, it's not a coincidence that the library is full of books that are full of lies. And that's why it's the library, because they fed these lies to us from day one, and they're going to continue to do so even though it's being done in vain. Because we have so much information at our hands right now. There's absolutely no way that you can cover up critical race theory or even get us to stop talking about it. Because the more you try to cover something up and hide it, the more we're going to seek it and the more we're going to be hungry for it. Do you not understand that concept? It's that rebellious thing. Anything you tell us not to do, we're going to want to do it even the more. And so if anything, you should have did the Jedi mind trick on us and be like, yeah, critical race theory, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, and just oversaturated the system with it and threw a whole lot of nonsense in there to confuse people. That would have been your best bet. But on the other hand, you're not that smart. And so what you did, you went out and you tried to cover it up, and you think that we're not going to talk about it. And so this is why the Black National Anthem is so important to us. It's so important to this country and the rest of the world. And there's absolutely no way that you're going to get rid of it. Critical race theory is right all through the middle of it. And then I know y'all hate the fact that we always put a little extra sauce on our songs when we do them. So it's not that solemn song. And nothing against it. Well, no, I do have something against the national anthem, because like I did in a previous video about a couple months ago, and I was talking about the third verse in the national anthem, and I read it out word for word, and it explains why Black people are abandoning the national anthem, and we are attaching ourselves and holding on to the Black national anthem, because this is something that properly represents us. Since your national anthem represents you and your people and your fight, and talks about us like we're traitors and we're dogs, yeah, we're gonna bring in something that's gonna uplift the Black people. Do you think we're going to stand by and just continue to allow you to do us dirty? See, when you know better, you do better. And if people operate at the level of their understanding. And so now that we understand what the national anthem represents, the American national anthem represents, we decided that no, we don't want any parts of that. We're not going to stand for it. We're not going to put our hands over our hearts for it anymore. We have our own anthem. And if you don't like it, then deal with it. That's the only thing you can do, is deal with it, because it's not going to change and it's not going anywhere. So that's all D-Mac had to say about that. I forgot to slip that in when I was talking about the Dallas game, because I was so caught up in the return of Dak Prescott, and I didn't really want to take away from that with this type of story. So I had to separate it and break it down. And once again, salute to my boy Taja, man. This is my minister of information. He's my Professor Griff, yo. He brings me topics, and he puts thoughts on my mind that brings about stories like this. So I really appreciate you, my brother, and I appreciate everybody else who comes in. I appreciate Awareness, Self-Awareness TV. Reverend Tony, man, you always got some good content. So y'all go over there and y'all check out Reverend Tony at Self-Awareness TV. I appreciate you, Truth Lady. Truth Lady always come through, and she gives me gems, man. She always gives me something to make me think, put something on my mind. I appreciate you, Truth Lady. My sister Muhammad, she come through and I appreciate her. She brings me gems as well, man. So all of y'all that interact with me and give me feedback and things like that, I do not take it for granted for one moment. Salute to all the content providers out there who are staying real to yourself and being true to your word. This is your boy D-Mac, man. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word always heal you. I'm out.